In lecture 19, we start with this one, polymorphism, but we finished this already, okay, before the midterm period ends. So we will jump now to the next topic, which is this one. Okay, remember we discussed last time how we declare a constant. Okay, so for example, we have here public class circle. Okay, so for example, we're going to declare pi, a user defined constant. Then we would say public static final, right? We use this keyword final, okay? And then say double, and then the constant name is pi, and then the value is 3.1416, okay? Right? So the static here means, okay, you know this already, the static here, the static modifier keyword means that this the value of this is common or same. Okay, so value is the same for all. And the keyword final here, okay, so that is the meaning for the static. While for the final, the meaning of the final is that its value is fixed. Okay, it cannot be changed. Okay, cannot be changed. So that is the meaning of the keyword final. So we use this keyword to declare a constant because a constant has a fixed value. Now this time, if we're going to apply that to, okay, so say for example, we have here a class. The class name is person. And remember that before we don't put that keyword or we don't use that keyword final, okay, when we define a class. And what happens this time if we're going to use or define this class with this keyword final? What happens? This is what happens. Okay. So the class cannot be subclassed. Okay. So if the class cannot be subclassed, it means that it has no child or subclasses. Okay. So dili siya pwede ma-subclass, meaning it stands alone. Okay, so kana si person, kay dili siya, wala siya mga no subclasses. Okay, kay gidefine man siya using the keyword final. Okay, now let me ask you, what is the advantage of making a class final? What is the purpose of declaring a class such that it cannot be subclassed or it will have no child classes? Why do you think sometimes it is necessary for us to declare a class as a final class, meaning it cannot be subclassed? So the purpose is para final si class that cannot be subclassed so that dili ma copy and used by others. Ang unsa may dili ma-copy and used? The data, which are the fields, right? The fields and the methods. Okay, remember that each class has data fields and methods. So by not allowing this to be subclass, you are preventing others from copying and using the fields and the methods of that class. Okay? And also, para dili siya ma-override ang mga fields and methods. Okay? So, dili siya ma-copy, dili ma-used, dili siya ma-override ang mga fields and methods sa class. Okay? Maybe that class, that final class contains data fields and methods which are of very important, crucial use, okay, purpose, okay, sensitive siya nga method, nga processes, and sensitive po siya nga data, important siya, dili siya pwede nga basta-basta lang nga atong i-disseminate, atong i-allow nga makopya sa others. Okay? So that's the purpose. Okay. Now, the second is when we declare a method as a final method. Okay. How do we do that? Okay. Look at the syntax. Okay. So we normally just say access modifier and then the data type to be returned and then the method. Okay. And then the parameters. And then what follows is the implementation. Okay. Or the code that will be executed when that method is called. Now, if you want this method that it cannot be overridden, meaning we prevent the modification or the revision of that method, then we need to declare that method to be a final method by putting that final keyword before the data type to be returned. Okay, in between the access modifier and the data type to be returned. Okay, that's where you place the final keyword. Okay, so what is the so again no the final method is a method that cannot be overridden. Okay, dili siya ma-override, dili siya pwede ma-revise, dili siya pwede ma-modify sa mga subclasses. Okay, so that's the final method. Now let's compare the two. Unsay difference sa final class and final method. Okay, kani siya. This one is cannot be subclassed. Okay, no child classes. While this one, final method, cannot be overridden. Okay, cannot be overridden. So we could. It's possible that we have a class. Say, for example, we have public class person, and then take note that this one is not final, okay? Take note that this class person is not final class. Why? Because there is no final keyword in here. Okay, there is no final keyword in the definition. Okay, so dili siya final class, which means that this can be subclassed. Okay, so pwede siya nga naa siya child classes. Okay, and then maybe there are some fields here. Okay, some fields, and then maybe we have here a final method. Say we have public final int um, process A. Okay. Okay, so look at this. So we could have here several methods. We have public, float maybe, and then method. So dili siya final. Okay. So some fields, okay, na siya some fields, na po siya some methods nga mga normal fields and methods. While naiusap, for example, na final. Okay. So, meaning, kani siya nga class can be subclassed. And the normal methods, katong mga normal methods, okay, pwede siya katong dili final, okay, nga methods, pwede siya ma-override, right? Pwede siya ma-override ang katong mga not final nga methods. While only this method, kay siya raman ang final na method, only this one cannot be overridden. Right? So, take note that this class can be subclassed. So, pwede makopy ang mga other fields and other methods nga dili final. Okay? And pwede po siya ma-override. Okay? Pwede ma-overload. Okay? But only this one cannot be modified. What do you think is the purpose nga nung sometimes we need to declare a method as a final method? What do you think is the purpose nga no nga some methods necessary gid siya nga i-declare as final? Why do you think some methods are declared as final methods? Dili siya pwede ma-override or ma-revise ang iyang implementation. Okay, so ang purpose nga naman nga i-allow, so pwede ta maka-subclass sa person and then ma-inherit ang tanan ng mga methods including this one, but for other methods nga dili final, pwede ma-modify sa kadtong subclass. And then kanipong fields, pwede ma-change ang values. Okay? But for the final method, as is ang implementation niya. Okay? So, ang purpose is so that ang mga subclasses sa person class, kani nga parent class, ang mga subclasses, dili nimo i-allow nga ma-modify ang process A, kaning final method, because this method should be exactly the same implementation for all subclasses. Okay, give me an example. Okay, for example, do you think this is true for all persons? Kani siya nga method? Yes, all
Yes, ma'am.
persons need oxygen and inhales and exhales every, say, we don't know exactly, no, ibutang X seconds, okay? So take note that this is true for all persons, okay? And so this implementation, and since that is true for all persons, okay, for all persons, so any person, like for example, may ka og public class worker extends person, okay? So kana si worker, dapat ang iyang breathing nga method nga iyang ma-inherit should be exactly the same as the parent class na person. Okay? Ma-worker man na siya or another subclass, maybe you would say class, student, extends person. Kani si student is a subclass na pod ni person. So we have person is the parent of student. Person is also the parent of worker. And you could have many subclasses of person. Okay, kani siya, person. And this many subclasses of person must have exactly the same breathing method. Okay, so this method, since that is true for all persons, ang iyang implementation exactly the same for all subclasses, then you should declare this method as a final method. So next is, let's move to lecture 20, abstract. What is an abstract class? An abstract class is a class having both implemented methods and unimplemented methods. These implemented methods are called normal methods, and these unimplemented methods are called abstract methods. Again, abstract methods are unimplemented methods. Sa ganitong unimplemented methods, walay implementation. Okay, let's take a look at the syntax of an abstract method. Okay, so this is an abstract method syntax. So we have there the keyword abstract. Okay, this one. And next is after the abstract keyword, we have the return type and then the method name and then the arguments. And take note that it is terminated by a semicolon. Okay, okay, look at this. So we have here an abstract class nga ang pangalan sa abstract class is product. Okay? So naa siya mga data fields just like a normal class. And then naa siya normal method. Nganong normal method man kay wala siya abstract na keyword and naa siya implementation, naa siya code inside. Okay? With code inside. Okay? Or meaning with implementation. With implementation. Okay? So, normal method ni siya. While kini is an abstract method. Ngano abstract method man ni siya? Kay, take note, after the argument, gi-terminate siya with a semicolon. Wala siya in ani. Wala siya implementation. Okay, take note na ang abstract method walay curly braces. Okay? And you put that keyword abstract between the access modifier and the return type. Okay? So we have that in between the access modifier and the return type. And wala siya curly braces. Okay, this is the syntax of an abstract method. Okay? So, going back to that example, is this an abstract method? The answer is no. Okay? It's not an abstract method. Kaya nga naman, naaman siya implementation, empty lang. Kaya na siya implementation. Maski walay sulod ang between sa curly braces, kana siya, mo na siya ang implementation, di ba? That's the body of the method, okay? Ang between sa curly braces, mo na ang body, ang between sa curly braces, mo na siya ang implementation. Okay, by the presence of the curly braces, it means nga na siya implementation but empty lang, empty. Okay? So, dili siya abstract, normal siya. So, mo nang nag-error siya. It says abstract methods do not specify a body. Okay? We call this the body of the method. So once na magbutang ka og open and close curly, basta na open close curly, na siya body. And an abstract method should not have a body. Okay? So nag-conflict siya kay nagbutang ka og body na empty and then nagbutang ka dring abstract siya. So nag-conflict siya, di siya consistent. Okay? So kung abstract, dapat diretso, after the argument is the terminator, no curly braces. So kung magbutang ka og kani, curly braces, meaning na siya body, therefore you should remove this one. Okay, so ang sinahitabo, wala na ang error. Okay, so this is now a normal method. Okay, so normal method na ni siya. Kay naaman siya body. Galing lang ang iyang body, empty ang implementation. Okay? So if you want to make it abstract, it should be walay curly braces. After the argument or the parameters, then follows the semicolon. And then you put in here the keyword abstract. So again, abstract method, mao ni siya ang example. Okay, no curly braces, diretso terminator, semicolon. And a normal method is how we did it before, okay? So wala siya abstract na keyword and then naa siya curly braces, okay? Empty or not empty, naa siya curly braces. Okay, so mo na siya ang normal method and the abstract method. Okay, so kung normal tanan ang methods, like in that case kaganiha, normal tanan ang methods. Wala siya abstract method. Then that class is not considered an abstract class. Okay? The only reason na nganong na-abstract ang class is because it has an abstract method. So kung wala siya abstract na method, dili siya matawag na abstract class. So again, an abstract class is a class having at least one abstract method. Kung wala siya abstract method, that class is not an abstract class. It is a normal class. Okay? So, unsa pay characteristics sa abstract class? It is a class that cannot be instantiated. Di siya pwede ma-instantiate. Okay? So, like in this case, siya ay abstract method. Okay? So, we say this. And then say if we go to, say if we have here, a new class, say, oops, main class, having a main method. Okay, so if we say here, okay, what is the error? Take note that we tried in this line, we are trying to instantiate. Okay, remember this is instantiation. This is instantiation. We create an instance P, okay, of type product. Okay, so it says here, the error is cannot instantiate the type product. Okay, so why cannot be instantiated? Because it is an abstract class. Why is this an abstract class? Why an abstract class? Because it has an abstract method inside. Again, an abstract class cannot be instantiated. So, unsaon man nato pag-execute ang iyaang mga methods if it cannot be instantiated? So, let's look at this one. The two ways to call or execute the methods of an abstract class. Remember na ang abstract class naa siya'y normal methods, naapod siya'y abstract methods. Okay? So, unsaon man pag-execute ang normal methods. How do you execute the normal methods of an abstract class? Di man siya pwede ma-instantiate. Di man ka pwede where is that, main class. Di ka pwede makaingon og p dot what is the, okay, add quantity. Add quantity, stock, and purchase. Okay? So, muna siyang duha ka methods. Add quantity, stock is normal. Purchase is abstract. Okay? So, dito pwede makaingana o P dot, and then add quantity. Okay? So, for example, new delivery 50. Okay? Kaya di man siya ma-instantiate. Look at that. Okay? Di ta maka-create ani. Okay? What's that? To do. Okay, so take note kagani ha. Okay, when we tried to say P dot add quantity, natay error. Okay? Take note natay error. Okay? So wala ta naka-create successfully aning P and therefore we cannot do that. Okay, we cannot call the normal method. Okay, this one, the normal method via that instance because there is no instance that is created kay dili man ta pwede maka-instantiate. And so, unsaon man di ay? Okay, look at this. For the normal methods of an abstract class, how do we execute or call them? You make the implemented methods or the normal methods static. Okay? Static na naman. So that we can call or access the normal methods without instantiation. Remember, unsaon gani ang static method pagtawag, di ba? It's via the class name, right? Okay, remember, ang static na method, how we call this? It is via the class, okay? We say class name dot and then the method name, okay? Class name. While for the non-static, recall, for the non-static method, ang atong syntax is instance, right? Instance dot method. Okay? So we say p dot add quantity, kana siya. Okay? Kung non-static. But for static, it is, we say product dot add method. Okay? It's by the class name. So, since ang abstract class na product cannot be instantiated, so wala tayo instance, therefore, the only way we could call the method is by making it static so that kay static man siya, we call it by the class name, okay, not the instance. And so, we make this static, okay, so we say static. And then, we say here, product And then that, this one, can say 50. Okay? So, okay na ni siya. Okay? By the class name because this is static. Cannot make a static reference to non-static method. Non-static. Okay, wa na to siya na save. Okay. So, next. How about for the abstract methods? How are we going to execute this? So again, ang normal method, ang unsaon nato siya pag-execute is by making it, declaring it as static, and then access it via the class name. Okay? For the abstract method, the only way you could execute the abstract method is by creating a subclass of the abstract class and then implement in the subclass all the abstract methods nga na-inherit from the parent class. Say t-shirt. T-shirt is a subclass. Kaya nag-extends man siya pang product. Okay, remember that in the topic later, no, sa next na nga topic, kanang interface. Okay, so kanina nga portion here, t-shirt is a subclass of product because it extends product. Okay, and so, kung sa may buhaton dapat sa subclass, it should implement all the abstract methods. So, ang abstract method dire is si purchase. Okay? So, dapat ma-implement na siya diha. Okay, na siya implementation. With implementation. Okay? So, ang purchase dire is abstract. Then, there is a t-shirt nga subclass na ana siya implementation. Di pwede nga magpabilin siya nga na abstract. So, if that is the case, nga abstract gihapon siya, then there's no way for this method to be executed. Okay? Dapat i-implement siya para ma-execute siya. Okay, so there must be an implementation. Dili din tayo sa main method. Now, my question is, can we instantiate t-shirt? Say P, new t-shirt. Okay, it can. Okay, wala siya error, right? Pwede siya ma-instantiate. Ganun pwede man ma-instantiate si t-shirt? So, is t-shirt an abstract class? Dili siya abstract class. Kaya na may implementation. All of these methods na curly braces, take note, are normal methods. So, dili siya abstract. Kaya di man siya abstract, pwede siya ma-instantiate. And therefore, pwede na din ka makakall P dot purchase. Okay, this one. Say for example, 20. Okay, so now we can call or execute the purchase method, which is originally coming from the abstract class kanisi purchase. Okay, how did we call it or execute it? By creating a subclass t-shirt, subclass of the abstract class. Okay, and then in the subclass, we implement the abstract method. Okay, so that's the point here. For abstract method, how do we execute that? You create a subclass like the t-shirt and then implement in the subclass like t-shirt all the abstract methods. And then create an instance of the subclass like what we did sa katong dire. We create an instance of the subclass t-shirt and via that instance we call the abstract method which is na-implement na. Okay? So, create an instance and then you call this method via the subclass instance kadto si P. Okay? Now, also purpose nga nun natin abstract method. We have here an example. Okay, we have an abstract class sports nga naa siya duha ka normal methods, two normal methods, and one abstract method. Okay, the reason nganong na-abstract ni siya is because there is an abstract method. Okay, again, kung sa purpose sa abstract nga method, nganong himo nato siyang abstract? Nganong dili naman lang nato siya i-implement like this one, these normal methods. So for example, natay public class shapes. Okay, and then public double compute area in say int x int y. abstract siya. Okay, and then so you put here abstract. Nga nag-i-abstract nato ni nga method, it's because for several shapes, like sa circle, lahi ang yang formula. Okay? Sa pag-compute sa area. So, why is that nga nawa siya implementation, no implementation? Because you are going to leave the implementation to the unique subclasses. Okay? To the unique subclasses. Say for example, si circle, si square, si rectangle, and then si triangle. Okay? Kani mo ni kibali sila ang mga subclasses ni shape. Okay? Now, gihimo nato ni nga abstract, no implementation, abstract para it's up to these subclasses to implement this method. So, we mean nga each of this naa sila'y method na compute area. It's only the implementation where they differ. Therefore, kay different man sila og mga implementation for compute area, you leave the implementation to the subclasses. Okay? So, kani sila tagsa-tagsa, naa na sila implementation for this method. Okay, so like in here, we also si abstract class na to kay si sportsman, we create a subclass basketball. Okay? Na subclass ni sports. And then, dire na dayon sa iya ang implement sa sulod sa kanina subclass atong gi-implement ang abstract method na referee. Okay, so take note na ang referee sa basketball na subclass is not the same as the referee of another subclass soccer, subclass ni sports. Okay? Ang yang referee is referee and linesmen, while there is a basketball, it is head and sub-officials. This is sports, which is abstract, and naa siya subclass na basketball and soccer. Okay? Naa siya abstract siya kana siya abstract na method na referee. So kani si referee na inherit ni di basketball na apoy referee dire. And then na apoy referee dire. Pero ang ilang implementation, say this one, is not the same as this one. Okay? Kaya nga naman, lahi-lahi man sila og referee. But they both have the same method nga naa sila'y referee. But lahi-lahi lang ang ilaang referees. So another example here is that we have an abstract class living thing na ability to breathe and to eat. And then na po siya ability to walk. But then kaning breathe and eat, the same siya for all, the same og implementation for all subclasses. Okay? Although pwede siya na na-ay choice ang subclass na ma-override niya ang implementation. Okay? But basically, by default, pareha sila og implementation, the breathing and the eating abilities. Now, kani si walk, lahi sila walk. So, for example, for human, which is a subclass of living thing, ang iyang walk is, for example, kana. Okay? And then maybe sa living thing animal or dog, for example, dog extends living thing, and then ang iyang walking is maybe fast. Okay? Kaya naman siya 4 legs. Okay, let's proceed now to interface. What is an interface? Okay, this one. How did we create this? Okay, so for example, this is the package. You will just right click it and then you click new, go to new and interface. Okay. So you'll have here new interface. Take note that the syntax or the naming convention for interface name is the same as the class. Okay. Finish. So we now have a new interface as an interface, and that is automatically added there because this one is inside the package product VD. So that's how we create an interface. Okay, let's go to the help functions. Okay, look at that. Unsa may naa diri sa interface, it has abstract methods. Okay, has unimplemented methods called abstract methods and may have constants. So, ang naa sa interface, abstract methods or constants. So, pwede walay constants, basta na siya abstract methods. It has no normal methods. So, ang nasa ya, abstract methods lang yun, walay normal methods. Okay, and this can be implemented by a class. Take note that the term is implemented by a class, not inherited. So a class can inherit another class, but ang interface, dili siya i-inherit sa class, iya siyang i-implement using the keyword what? Implements. Okay, so the implementing class must implement all the abstract methods of the interface. And a class may implement more than one interface. So we have here a diagram that depicts an interface. It has abstract methods or a constant. So this is the syntax, the keyword interface, and before this keyword interface, you may have some modifier, access modifier. Then open and close curly, which enclose the abstract methods and some constants, if you may have constants. Take note na ang abstract method, unsang yang syntax, we have some access modifier, type of return value or return type, method name, argument. After the argument is the semicolon. Take note, no curly braces. Again, no curly braces. And then for a constant, that is how we declare it. That's the syntax. Now, for an implementing class, you would write it this way, class, and then the class name, implements. Okay? Take note the keyword is implements. And it can implement more than one interface, while a class can only inherit one class, parent class. But for interface, a class can implement more than one interfaces. Okay? And here in the class, the implementing class, dapat ang tanang mga abstract methods sa tanang interfaces nga iya ang gi-implement must be implemented. Okay, mandatory siya, required. Okay, kung naa siya method, abstract method from any of this nga wala niya na-implement, then you will get a syntax error. All methods of interface must be defined, must be defined. That's why there's the term there, mandatory. The original methods can be added. Okay, some original methods can be added like the concept of extension, right? So pwede siya nga na iyang kaugalingon na methods, but all those abstract methods from the interfaces must be implemented. And then the implementing class can use extends to inherit from a parent class and can implement one or more interfaces at the same time. We have here a question, why declare an interface for classes to implement? The answer says, when different classes say ABC have some common functionalities or behaviors, but these classes may have already parent classes of their own. You cannot declare their common functionalities or behaviors or as methods of a class, say P, and then make this classes ABC to inherit P. Nga naman, di man pwede. Kay ABC have already parent classes. Di na pwede nga maka, maka-inherit sila o new class P kay naa naman sila mga parent classes. Remember that multiple inheritance at the same time is not allowed. So what is the solution kung sila nga mga classes na ay common functionalities? Di naman ka pwede maka-create of new class and then let them inherit from this class. Kaya na naman sila parent classes. So the solution is to declare an interface. Okay? Nga naa kang interface ang mga common functionalities ni ABC. Okay, and then you make ABC to implement I so that ma-implement nila ang kadtong mga abstract methods nga naka-define sa interface I. Say for example, no, nga na kay class A, B, and C. So, kani si class A, na siya parent X, and then ang iyang parent ni B is si Y, and then ang parent ni C is si Z. Okay? So, how did you define A? You say, public class A extends X. So kanipod siya, you also say public class B extends Y. Kanipod siya, ang definition ni C is public class C extends Z. So tanang mga attributes ni X, say for example, na siya CD na mga features, kanipod siya na siya EF, kanipod siya na siya GH. So naa kang A ang CD na inherit niya, and then sa EF pod na akang B na inherit niya from Y, and then kaning G, H na pod kang C ka na inherit niya from the parent. Okay? And then now nga naa sila parent na. Okay? So si A na siya parent, si B ug si C. Di naman ka pwede, bawal man ka moingon og M, for example, comma M, comma M. And then you declare a new class here, M. I-inherit na mo sila. Di man pwede na siya. Okay? That is not allowed. Okay? So again, because multiple inheritance is not allowed, dili ka pwede nga mag-inherit more than one parent. Ang imong buhaton is to create interface. Okay? So dapat mag-create ka og interface. And then nasa interface ang mga, say, na ay common ni siya nga P and Q. Yes, PQ. Na ay common nga PQ nga methods, P and Q. So imo nang i-declare dire kang interface ang P nga method and Q nga method. Take note, abstract siya kay walay implementation. So imong buhaton dayon para kana siya ma-obtain ni A ang kaning PQ, ma-obtain ni B ang PQ, ug ni C ang PQ, ingani mo siya. You say, you define A and B this way. You would say class A extends X implements I. Then you say there implements I. And then say later on, for example, na-realize nimo nga naana po day additional functionalities nila. Say, aside sa PQ, O. And then kanina siya na siya O nga feature. Okay? And then, dili na nimo madugang diri ang O kay because it does not belong to this interface. Okay? Di siya under this category. So, you could create another interface. Okay, so this is one. So implements I1, and then I2 nga interface na siya naka-define nga O, nga abstract method. And then, comma, implements I2 also, comma, I2. Now, look at this examples sa pag-declare kang ABC. From this declaration, we will learn that a class can inherit, okay, from only one parent class. But it can implement more than one interface. Okay? So, prana, duha. Pwede pa dugangan nimo og I3 kung gusto ka, kung necessary or appropriate. So again, always remember that a class can inherit from only one parent, only one. But it can implement more than one interface. So pwede siya daghan nga interface separated by a comma. Okay? So taman sa I3. Kung naapay I4, then comma I4, comma I4, comma I4. Okay? And then, i-ada yung body. Okay? Open and close curly, open, close curly. Okay? So, remember this concept. Basta inheritance from one parent ra. Basta implementation from interface, pwede more than one interface. Okay? So, that's the point here in sa kaninga question. Okay, now, an interface type can be used as a variable type. So, pwede ka nga na kay variable, note 1, and then ang iyang data type is an interface. And then, all classes implementing an interface can be recognized as an interface type. And this is, remember, this is polymorphism. So, for example, the class apple implements fruit. So fruit is an interface. Orange implements fruit. So both apple and orange, kaning duha ka classes, are recognized as fruit also. Okay? Ang iyang data type. Okay, so kani si apple o si orange, type fruit po na siya. Okay? So that means nga, say for example, we have public class. Okay, and then na siya data and data fields and methods. And then we say public class apple extends plant. And then say na pod kay public interface fruit. So fruit is an interface. Okay, na siya mga abstract methods. So ang naadere abstract methods. Naadere, pwede siya, say naadere is normal methods. Okay? So we define the apple to become a subclass of plant. So nag-inherit siya kang plant. So we use the keyword extends. Okay, so remember, kung extends gani, what is the relationship aning duha? It is inheritance. They have a relationship via inheritance. Okay, with relationship. With relationship. Okay, so si apple o si plant naa siya relationship. How is this relationship obtained? By inheritance. Okay, via inheritance using that keyword extends. And then when you say here, implements fruit, okay, implements fruit kasi fruit interface man, okay, and then open and close. So between apple and plant with relationship. How is this relationship obtained? By inheritance. Now, between apple and fruit, na by relationship? No relationship. Okay? No relationship. Always remember that, ha? Basta extends gani, that's inheritance. Inheritance meaning parent, child. So parent-child, that's relationship, di ba? Si Apple, nakuha niya tanan, na-inherit niya tanan from plant because of relationship via inheritance. Okay? Na sila connection by relationship, na sila relationship. While kini si Apple o si fruit, nakuha pod ni Apple ang tanan nga mga abstract methods ni fruit. Okay, nigamit kibali ni-implement si Apple sa mga methods ni fruit. Pero wala sila relationship. Kung ato pa nang i-analogy kung ani siya, friends with benefits. Okay, no relationship. Okay, kani siya with relationship. So, maka-inherit siya from only one parent, maka-implement siya og mas kidaghan nga interfaces. Which is better? Kaning extends or implements? They have different advantages and disadvantages. So whatever is appropriate, then that is the one you're going to use. What is the advantage of inheritance? Ano say disadvantage and advantages? Si Apple, naka-obtain siya from fruit. Si Apple, naka-obtain po siya from plant. Now, let's compare unsay difference ani o kini. Take note nga, ang naa kang fruit sa interface are all abstract methods. Murabag ang gihatag ani niya is murabag template lang. Si Apple, si Apple pa ang mag-implement, mag-effort pa siya. Mag-effort pa siya og implement all of these unimplemented methods. While kining iya ang nakuha diri kang plant, di ba si plant, pwede man siya nga normal class. So kung normal class siya, naanay ready-made na ang iyang mga data fields and methods. Ang iyang mga methods implemented na. Okay? Nakuha? Already implemented. Okay? So ang kanang iyang nakuha nga fields and methods ni Apple from plant is unsa man na siya? Implemented man. So ready to use. Automatic na si Apple makagamit, makadiretso o gamit sa mga nanga-inherit niya from plant. Okay? So, no effort or maybe less effort. Less effort compared kang katong na-inherit niya from the interface na mag more effort pa siya. Kaya nga naman, isya pa ang mag-implement sa tanan nga mga blank or unimplemented methods. While kaning inheritance, dawat limpyo na siya, no effort or less effort na kay ready to use man. Ang katong iya ang nakuha kang plant, diretsyo na niya gamiton, pwede na. Or pwede niya i-customize, less effort na lang, i-modify gamay. Karaan kani nga interface, di ba? Abstract man tanan, abstract, abstract, abstract. So, ang buhaton ni t-shirt nga nag-implement kang interface, siya pa ang mag-define ani, siya ang mag-define unsay code si sulod, kani unsay code dire, unsay code dire. Okay? While kining iyang na inherit from product, okay, na may implementation ni dire, with implementation man so kanina lang ang iyang i-implement. Kanang usa lang. Kung normal pag ining duha, then kaning duha wala na siya i-modify, ang iarang i-change is kanira yang i-implement. While kadtong gikan sa parent product, kung normal ning duha, then no need na siya mag-change ana. Basta interface, basta gikan sa interface, abstract na sila tanan. So ang implementing class pa ang mag-implement unsay ibutang nga code sa sulod sa kani nga part. While ang kadtong sa parent nga nakuha, which is kaning duha, pwede na niya dili i-modify. Okay, so pwede na siya wala. Kung dili niya i-override. Okay, pero kung gusto niya i-override, then iyang butangan og implementation Yan na siya. Okay, pero kung dili niya i-override, then no need for you to have this in the subclass. Okay, let's move to the next. So we have here Apple, and then we have another one, Orange, public class Orange, extends, plant implements fruit. So look at that. We have two subclasses, Apple and Orange. So kumbaga mao ni si plant na parent or superclass. And then here is Apple and Orange. Okay, nga subclasses. So kaning duha are child classes or subclasses. And here is fruit na gi-implement ni Apple ug ni Orange. So Apple received from both plant and fruit, Orange also from plant and fruit. But as I mentioned earlier, kung normal ni nga mga methods tanan, ready to use na ni. While ang kaning from fruit, kinahanglan pa i-implement ni Apple ang tanan nga mga abstract methods there, and also by Orange ang tanang mga abstract methods from fruit. Okay? So pwede gihapon siya maka-implement og other na pod nga interface. So another is seedless. Okay? Say seedless and fruit are interfaces. So pwede gihapon na siya i-implement ni Apple o i-implement ni Orange. So in this case, mga na siya implements fruit, comma, seedless. Implements fruit, comma, seedless. Okay, so duha ang interfaces nga iyang gi-implement separated by a comma. Duha po din ang interfaces nga gi-implement. Okay, but only one parent, si plant. So say for example, let's have an instance. Say apple A gets new apple. Then another instance for orange, O new orange. Okay. So we have here two instances. Kani si A ug si O. Kani nga instance A, ang iya ang class type is apple. Direct class type niya is apple. Si O is orange. Okay? So my question now is, unsa man ang types or forms ni A and ni O? Instance A and O. Is it only one? Hmm? From this instantiation, we know that instance A is class type apple, right? Instance A is class type apple and O is type orange. Now, from our lesson sa polymorphism, si orange is a subclass of plant. Okay? So, can we consider instance O to be also class type plant? Yes, right? This is our lesson sa, remember, polymorphism. Okay? So, kung mao ni si plant, naa siya subclass nga apple, and then si apple na ay instance nga A, kani si A, type apple and type plant siya. So, in the same way, kung kani siya is orange, and then we have an instance O of class type orange, but si orange is a subclass of plant, then we consider O class type orange and plant, right? Now notice that si apple and orange implements fruit. Okay, here is fruit, nag-implement ni orange o ni apple. Si apple nag-implement kang fruit, si orange nag-implement kang fruit. Therefore, any instance of apple and orange is also type fruit. Okay, so fruit, which is the interface name, is also considered a type. So unsa man ang instance A and O, type apple, type plant, and type fruit. Si O is also type orange, plant, and fruit. So ang interface nga gi-implement sa direct class type sa instance, which is apple and orange, gi-implement niya ang fruit, kana siyang interface is considered also as a type of that instance. So, all in all, si instance A, type apple, plant, and fruit, as well also as O, type orange, plant, and fruit. Okay, so their interface is applicable sa polymorphism. So, naay polymorphism gihapon na features sa interface. Is that clear? That is the point here. Okay, this one. An interface type can be used as a variable type. Okay, and also all classes implementing an interface like Apple and Orange can be recognized as type interface. Instances of type Apple and Orange are also having this as their type. Okay, we have here some examples sa interface. So we say monkey implements every and human implements every. Okay? So walay relation si monkey o si human. Okay? But they have the same features like they both move and run. So they could implement the same interface nga naka-define ang abstract methods or abilities nga move and run. Okay? But the implementing of the interface doesn't mean that these two, monkey and human, are related. They don't belong to the same family tree. So in the same way, kani si apple o si orange, dili sila pareha or di sila related because they implement the same interface. Okay? But they are related because they are children of the same parent plant. So, si plant, si apple, and then si orange. Paano sila related because of this same parent? But say for example, we remove that from the picture. Wala sila nag-extend. Okay? So, wala sila nag-extend for example kang plant, but instead they implement an interface. So for example, interface ni siya. So nag-implement si apple kang fruit, nag-implement si orange kang fruit. Does it mean nga kay nag-implement silang duha sa interface nga fruit, does it mean nga na sila relation? No. Okay? No relation. Okay? They have no relation because nag-implement sila og same interface. Pero katong kaganiha nga plant ni siya nga pani siya is parent class via inheritance, then the answer here is na ba sila relation? The answer is yes. Now we have here some code. We have this version and this version. Which is better? Take note that the output is the same. The output, look at this. Look at this part. That is exactly the same as this one, right? But the code is not the same. Okay, not exactly the same. This code and this code is not the same. Which is better? They have the same output. Code 1, code 1, this is the output. Code 2, this is the code 2, and this is the same output. Which of code 1 and code 2 is preferable or more efficient? Ang main method sa code 2 is kanilang. Ang main method is kanilang. Shorter than the main method of code 1, which is kini siya. Which is better, code 1 or code 2? This is more efficient. Okay? Now, unsa may iyang gibuhat sa code 2? Iyang naghimo siya og static nga method call na ang iyang parameter type is unsa na si every. Every is an interface. So take note na ang interface name can be used as a variable type. Okay, mo na siya ang point dire. Okay, the interface name can be used as a variable type. Okay, so pwede siyang himong variable type. So kanit pud si every nga interface ato siyang gigamit dire na variable type. This is our parameter or variable. Okay? Now, ang gipasa nato dire, pagtawag kang call nga method, ang atong gipasa nga actual parameter is human. Pwede ba di ay si human type every o si monkey type every? Yes, kaya nga naman si human o si monkey nga instances of class human and monkey respectively, these two classes both implements every nga interface. Instance human is type human, class name human, and also interface every. So duha ang iyaang kumbaga types, human, the class name, and the interface every. So si monkey pod, kung ipasa nimo siya diri for this parameter na accepting type every, then acceptable si human and monkey because ang type human and monkey both implements every nga interface. Okay? So again, that is the concept of polymorphism. Si human na instance ug si monkey na instance, ang ilang types or forms are si human is human and every, si monkey is monkey and every. So kani nga instance duha ka buok, kani pod nga instance duha ka buok. So kay more than one type or forms man, mo na siya atong gitawag na concept nga polymorphism. So there is polymorphism in interfaces. Multiple inheritance is allowed among interfaces. So pwede nga you have interface extends parent interface, parent interface. So kung naka-interface diri is I na siya abstract na A, B. And then you have another interface. This is a I1, this is I2. Na siya abstract na method B, abstract C. Okay. And then we have maybe an interface I3. And then it says extends I1, comma, I2. And then na siya D and E na abstract methods. So all in all, unsay na akong I3, take note, among interfaces, allowed ang multiple inheritance, ang direct multiple inheritance. Okay, direct multiple inheritance is allowed. Pero kaning direct allowed for interfaces, but not allowed for classes. Okay, remember that. Direct multiple inheritance like this one, that is direct multiple inheritance, extends duha ka buok ang parent, parent 1, parent 2. Okay, for interfaces that is allowed, but for classes not allowed. Okay, di ba? Di man ta pwede makaingon og class apple extends fruit, comma, plant. Okay, that is not kay extends, dili siya pwede. Kaya nga naman, class man si Apple. But for interface, pwede ang direct multiple inheritance. Unsa may naa kang I3? So, naa kang I3, unsa may naa nga methods, abstract methods kang I3. Naa siya, nag-inherit man siya from I1 and I2. So, naa siya A, naa siya B, naa siya C, naa siya, I'm sorry, let me say this is A, B, C, and D. And then this is E and F. Okay. So si I3, naa siya from I1, interface 1, naa siya A and B. From I2, naa siya C and D. And then naa siya, unsa may tawag na to ani, that is concept of extension, right? Ang child nga interface mo ni ang parents, naa siya yung gidefine nga its own. Okay, so naa siya E and naa siya F. So all in all, naa siya 6 kang I3. Any class nga mag-extend sa iya, say for example, okay, class Apple implements I3. Pila ka abstract methods ang nakuha ni Apple from I3? 6 ka abstract methods ang iyang implement. So dapat diri sa sulod, iyang implement ng A, B, C, D, E, F. Na siya A, B, C, D, E, F, nga na ay implementation. Take note na ay curly braces. Okay, 6 ka buok ang yang i-implement.